Almost exactly a year ago, I visited a school that was incredibly diverse. It had so many different types of students in the classroom from so many different backgrounds. And that idea of inclusivity felt so abnormal to me because I was so used to the idea of segregation. And it was at that moment that I questioned why this happens.
I first realized my school was segregated by looking at the huge disparity within the racial demographics, how there was such a large percentage of white students and such a very small percentage of minority students, especially African American students.
The lack of understanding that people had for each other, it was kind of this mentality where like my experience is the only experience.
My school doesn't have resources or relationships between teachers and students.
Segregation to me is not just being physically separated, but I think a lot of it comes from this lack of understanding between us and not wanting to see things from other people's perspectives.
I think segregation it's like a border. It keeps people away from each other.
My mom has always put me in the best schools, I guess, and that's always been in a school where there's majority white students.
Being part of the majority, it was not so apparent to me in the beginning.
A lot of people don't interact with people who don't look like them, who don't act like them, who don't have the same cultural values as them.
Students don't know how to approach each other, especially respectfully.
I fear segregation because it essentially gives the input that some students are better than me because of how they look or because of how much money they have.
What decision makers are currently missing about this issue of school segregation is that the students that are currently being segregated will in turn become the new decision makers. So if you want decisions to be made that are equitable, just, and fair, the schools need to also be equitable, just, and fair.
To fix this.
To fix this problem.
To fix this.
To fix this.
To fix this.
To fix this.
To integrate New York City schools, I want you to focus on our resource allocation.
One of the things we would like to do is have weighted admissions into our schools.
5 AP classes, 5 PSAL sports teams in every school,
as well as developing screens that do not have racial or socioeconomic bias within them.
I'm very grateful, and I think we all are, that you have come and opened up this conversation and allowed us to talk to you about this. But I think that what we really want is for you to follow concrete policy proposals to actually take steps towards having full school integration happen.